Now we're at a point where it looks like interest rates might be coming down. Well, they have come down a little bit. Of course, somebody told me that the prime rate came down, but sort of consumer rates went up. So that'll have to be figured out. But we have definitely seen an uptick, an increase in refinances. And if there are further rate reductions, that could get better for consumers. And that is really the key to sort of unlocking the real estate economy. Although the real estate economy is sizzling, I don't know empirically where the data is. I just feel like I'm busier this year than I was last year, and it was a great year. If these rates ever could come down markedly, appreciably, then that could really unlock not only a lot of refinance activity, which you would expect, people lowering rates, dumping PMI, all of those sort of traditional predictable moves, but also sellers that have been super reluctant to give up their 3%, 4% interest rate and to go out onto the market and buy a property that they've been desperately wanting to buy at a rate of high sixes, low sevens. So a lot of sellers that just their backs weren't against the wall and they didn't have to pull the trigger on that move didn't. But if the rates ever really came down, again, by a decent sort of chunk or margin, then you would see a lot of sellers entering the market. And that's good for everybody. That's good for those sellers that are trying to move on with their lives. That's going to open up a lot of inventory for buyers. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be great for real estate agents, real estate lawyers, title companies, lenders. So we've got to see these rates come down. The rates, obviously, a lot of us know economically the rates were up as sort of a firewall against inflation. The thought being that if we raise interest rates to a certain point, that will be a hedge against inflation. I think that worked to a certain point, may have been overkill, may have been overreaction. Now that inflation has cooled, job market has softened a little bit, they're talking about bringing those rates down, and I hope that they do that because I think that's going to be really good